If I can't have braeden lemasters, then I don't want anyone at all.
Hi friends. Now, if you are like these people,
please, are you tone deaf?
She's serious.
Your voice is
Eddie's
not
song.
good. This is the worst song that I've ever heard.
The tone,
I can't even listen to it to find out if it's
all
funny
that.
because it genuinely hurts my ears.
You might be wondering, why in the world would you write a song called Braeden Lemasters, let alone release it? Well, lucky for you and so many other people, I am here to finally answer the question. A year ago today, on Braeden's birthday, I released a song called Braeden Lemasters. Whoa. I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but I wrote, recorded, released, and made a music video for it. And in that year that it's been out, it's gained a lot of attention. A lot of attention that I really never anticipated. Some really positive, others not so much, but that's okay. But other people are just confused, and you know what? Do not blame you. And if you haven't heard the song, Braeden Lemasters, or seen the music video, you should definitely do that. It's Braeden's birthday. Let's celebrate. But I figured to start this off right, we have to go way back to the beginning when I first started listening to all those. So this was back towards the beginning of the pandemic or quarantine. I started listening to Wallows, and then it became all I listened to. Of course, since all the tours stopped, you know, I was like, I don't know the next, I love this band and I would love to see them perform live. That's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. But they did a virtual tour. They did 4 nights, I believe, at the Roxy, and they recorded and live streamed these concerts, and there was 4 nights, and you could buy the whole package and you could watch along and chat with each other, and sometimes they would do Q&As before or mini live performances. And I loved these shows because it showed so much of who they were as people and performers, and I loved dissecting each song and seeing the possibilities of what I could potentially create, and it really inspired me in so many different ways. And I loved these shows, and especially the Q&A portions before majority of the shows, because then I got to know them as people as well, and it was just so inspiring. And this was when I first started thinking about making an EP. And even though they weren't live performances, their energy and the way they performed, as if the whole room was full, and they spoke to the audience even though there was no audience. Also, to see how much fun that they were having while performing, that's something I dreamt of and still dream of feeling and doing, and having that much fun in the creation process of music with people that you love and care about. I loved it all, and I wanted to recreate that feeling for myself. And that's when I decided that I was actually going to start to try and make music. I just wanted to know what the experience was like. And that's where my music journey started. And somewhere along the lines, I made a joke to my friend. I was telling her all about Wallows and stuff that I heard Braeden say in the Q&A, because I found that Braeden and I had the most in common. As I will get to when I talk about the actual song itself, I think Braeden has the most qualities of people that I admire more romantically or seek in that sense. And so I made a joke. I think it came from TikTok, where it's like, if I can't have so-and-so, then I don't want anyone at all. And so I said, if I can't have Braeden Lemasters, then I don't want anyone at all. I'm pretty sure I've still got the text. I think I even joked about making a song about it, and then I actually did, because I was kind of feeling uninspired and just not writer's block per se, but thinking that it was a great way for me to take a pause and write something fun, that there's no pressure, no expectations, no judgment. So I thought, and I decided that I was going to make a song called Braeden Lemasters, but it was only after hearing a couple of other songs that I decided that I could do something like that. There's a song that, not an official song, just like a fun little song MXM Tune made and posted on our YouTube channel about Tom Holland, and I also love Tom Holland, and I loved the fact that she did that. And I looked to MXMtoon for a bunch of my inspiration as well. So that kind of sparked it. But then on TikTok, there's this, I think there was this girl, I'll have to look up, I'll put the video here and credit her. It's definitely, the song's also on Spotify, but she wrote a song about Harry Styles.
Hello, little lady, I'm looking for a girl who smiles. I'm sorry, but I'm waiting for a man named Harry Styles.
And it was so catchy and silly and fun, and I just loved it. So I was like, so I could write a song about braeden. Maybe one day I could use it towards my real, like, serious music, whether it's like the music or the way I sing the lyrics and just change it a little bit. I wanted to repurpose it somehow, and so I put it on the back burner, which kind of concludes the beginning of this journey to making Braeden Lemasters, the song. So now it's on to the next part of the journey, where I finally decide to bring this demo back for a couple of reasons. Revamp it, give it a new life, add to it, and make it ready for the public eye or ear. Ready for other people to listen to that aren't me and my, like, 2 friends. I got to a point where I had been doing music for almost a year, or I think a year at that point, and releasing music, I guess, is what I meant to say. And I got into the cycle of comparing myself to my friends who make music and comparing my journey to their journey, spiraling into what am I doing wrong? Like, is there something that they have that I don't? Or trying to emulate what other people are doing in hopes that people are gonna like me and my product more. So I almost fell into the trap of trying to be somebody that I wasn't, in terms of the way I sounded or the music that I was making. And I really needed to remember why I was doing music and the way it made me feel in the first place, how music makes me feel connected and heal and fulfill myself. So I wanted to figure out some sort of way where I could make music fun again and take that pressure away and just really have fun and not worry about if I'm doing something right or if I think people are gonna like it. You know, I wanted to make something that I was gonna like, that was fun for me to make. And so that's one of the reasons why I decided to bring back Braeden Lemasters, because those are the feelings that I had while creating that demo. And I also just wasn't happy with where I was in terms of my growth. Like, yes, looking back at it now, I was only releasing music for a year and I think I had really high expectations, but again, it came from me comparing myself to other independent artists in my area or my musician friends and seeing how far they got in a year and why I wasn't at that same stage. So I also thought that if I take this Braeden Lemasters demo and release it, there are many business benefits to it. First, I thought it would increase my sense of community within the Wallows community and connecting myself to other fans. So I thought that would be great, because then I'm putting myself out there as a Wallows fan and hopefully finding other Wallows fans, but also creating community for me as a brand and saying, hey, this is what I like and this is my sense of humor, and if you like this and this sense of humor or my personality or this band or this person, then we should get along well. If I am reaching the Wallows community, then they might like some of my music and they can go check that out. This is a way to kind of promote myself as a person, but also, so if you like Wallows, you just might like my music or just the content that I put out there. And also, Doja Cat did it with Muah. Like, that is the first Doja Cat song I ever heard, and look what it did for her. So I was like, this could turn into a little Muah by Doja Cat moment, and I wouldn't be mad at it. So overall, the goal for myself was to find a way to fall back in love with music and making music and doing it for myself and not to please others. And then there was also the growth opportunity that it might bring. And I think a part of the reason why it was a lot of fun to make and also relieved the pressure or expectation to be super original and profound and or write like Taylor Swift. Just giving myself the permission to be unoriginal, that it doesn't have to be this absolute masterpiece, and that music can just be fun. I am all for meme songs, and I think more artists should do meme songs because it's just fun. Also a fun way to show your personality. What I mean by unoriginal, I took this as a challenge. You know, I'm a Swiftie and I love doing Easter eggs, and I love when other artists do Easter eggs. So I wanted to see how many Wallows references, or more specifically like references to Braeden or things that he likes in the song. So I reference Wallow's lyrics in the music video. All of the costumes are based on either live performances, like I know one of their Fender sessions I took the outfit from, their music videos, and scenes from music videos or lyric videos. I just tried to cram as much as I could in there, including trying to make the song 1 minute and 27 seconds because his birthday is January 27th. It was quite the challenge, but I think I did it. But I also want to do this to pay homage to the people that really just unknowingly gave me the push to make music and to take it more seriously, I guess, and just release it and try a lot harder to put myself out there and start performing and actually take action towards my dream. All of the lyrics I also wanted to make super general, that the things that Braeden likes or does or things that I say we can do are very generic on purpose, that they're not super specific. I purposely made them vague and general and things that anybody could like or do or enjoy. Kind of like that, I think it's a Bo Burnham song where he's like, this is how every like boy band writes a song, and it's super generic to make every girl who's listening feel like it's about them. That's kind of what I was going for with this song.
But now I need to make every girl think the song's about her, just to make sure that they spread it like the plague. So I describe my dream girl as really vague, like, I love your hands cause your fingerprints are like no other. I love your eyes and their bluish, brownish, greenish color. I love it when you smile, that you smile wide, and I love how your torso has an arm on either side now.
Because that's more of the satirical part of it, is that when you have a celebrity crush, you definitely idolize them and romanticize everything about them. And I mean, I definitely did this when I was younger, but you know, I am an adult now, and I realize that the things that I like in my celebrity crushes are just, you can break them down into those general things and just say, hey, you know what? I like this person. Here are the qualities and things that I like. Now I know what I like in a person that's a little bit more attainable and realistic. So that's what I mean as the song is a recipe for my love. It's just things, the song consists of either Wallow's references or things that I like about Braeden that just are my type. I definitely loved putting all the Easter eggs and seeing how much I can cram in there, but also taking Wallow's lyrics and trying to fit them in there as if I'm talking about like going for drives with Braeden or watching our movies end to start. Things like that, and just seeing how I can take one work and translate it into my own meaning and message, which is the satire in this song. But yeah, all of this will hopefully make a lot more sense when I break down the lyrics. Yeah! Now, time to break down the lyrics Genius style, just because I want to feel like I'm on a Genius lyrics interview. But I'm also going to go through, so again, the behind the scenes video explains more about the costumes and the scenes, and there's some side-by-side comparisons, so again, check that out if you haven't. So it starts off with the 1980s horror film costume, where I am drawing Braeden, which is actually shirt right now. This is the drawing that you see in the video. I drew that for this shirt and the cover art. And I think in the cover art as well is me. And then the next scene is from Trust Fall, when Cole and Braeden are walking in. And just a fun little fact, so my dog Jax walks in behind me. That was not planned. He just wanted to be involved, and it was just perfect timing. Like, I kid you not, I'm not making this up. I would straight up tell you, no, I literally, that we were doing takes and takes and takes because I just wasn't happy with it. I guess it was just Jax wanting to be in the video. That's one of my mom's favorite moments of the video because he somehow just knew his cue and everything. And so it literally was perfect because then there was two of us walking in. And I hope you never have to hear this god-awful song. Spoiler alert, he did. And I am still trying to process that. And I don't think I mentioned, but the You're Always on My Mind is a 1980s horror film reference. And also that clip of me being like, that was me at the end of Scream 5 where I Don't Want to Talk is playing over the credits. And now on to the second verse. Again, you're never gonna know that I exist. Well, I still don't think I've processed the fact that Braeden has seen 2 of the videos that I posted on Instagram. Well, actually it was one Instagram reel and one post promoting the song and the music video for Braeden Lemasters. So he saw 2 of them. So all you know, he has seen it. He's aware of it. He's liked it. And I literally think I was literally speechless. The woman really was too stunned to speak. And not related to my song Braeden Lemasters, but back in April or May last year, I had my first live performance as a solo artist and I did a cover of At the End of the Day. And I posted it to Instagram and he saw it and he liked it, so... Just crazy. Just, that's it. That's all I have to say. And again, if you watch Wallow's vlog where I went to the Tell Me That It's Over tour, there was also a couple of interactions there and he definitely saw my I Wrote a Song Called Braeden Lemasters poster. So I think it's just crazy looking back now at all of that has happened and me just posting this thinking literally he is never going to see this, but then he did, and a couple of other things. So it's just I like want to cry right now thinking about it, but I'm super grateful. It'll always mean a lot to me. I know it seems kind of small and silly, but yeah, it's always gonna mean a lot. Anyways, again, this the chorus is pointing out the hilarity in it, you know, like literally nobody at the time. I had 13 monthly listeners. I think right now I've just got over 30, so you know, I'm a nobody. I know it's unrealistic. What is realistic is finding somebody who has similar qualities and a similar personality to Braeden, just because clearly that's what I like. But then again, the satirical part is but even if I were to, if I can't have Braeden, then I don't want anybody at all. That's the part where I'm kind of making fun of my past self, like my 11-12-year-old self that truly believed. But I just want to comment on the costume. It's from this iconic Braeden picture, which is also I think from the same day that they filmed the Fender session, so that's where I took this costume from and recreated this picture for the thumbnail for the music video. And then it transitions to the Nobody Gets Me Like You inspired outfit, or the Okay and Nobody Gets Me Like You inspired outfit, Braeden's costume that he wears there. And in I Don't Want to Talk, there's a scene where they're looking through binoculars, and so I thought that was just a fun little Easter egg to put when I say, what's a girl gotta do to find somebody else like you? I thought it was funny. And the part where I'm in the chair, in like the computer chair, and I'm turning around, that's also taken from the Drunk on Halloween lyric video. So small weird things like that you'd only really have to watch to kind of understand. But again, I go more in depth and show you the pictures in the behind the scenes video. So that leads us to the second verse. The Drives All Night, that's a reference to Sidelines and kind of Ice Cold Pool. It was originally Backseat Drives, but I'm like, don't know the connotations of that, so I'm just gonna say we can go for Drives All Night, which is why Sidelines you can see in the car, that's the song that's playing. And horror films, so in those Q&As that I was talking about earlier, Braeden said his favorite horror movie, or I think it wasn't even his favorite horror movie, it's just his favorite movie is Halloween, and like Halloween 1, 2, 4, and 5, which are my favorite movies. That was one of the things I was like, oh my god, he knows about like the other Halloweens that aren't just the first one, because not many people do. They know like Halloween by John Carpenter, but they don't know that it kind of like kept going forever. So that's why I chose Halloween for no matter the time of year. My calendar last year was a Labyrinth calendar, and I'm pretty sure, I can't remember where I saw it or if it was in the Q&A or something he posted or an interview, but I'm pretty sure he also said he really likes Labyrinth, Jim Henson's Labyrinth, which is also one of my other favorite movies. So I thought that was just very fitting to use that as the indicator of it's January, but we can watch horror movies whenever. And that's another thing. Braeden loves Halloween too, and I'm just like, I live and breathe for Halloween, so as long as you share that enthusiasm, then okay. And also, I believe it's the Halloween movies that Braeden is referencing in 1980s horror films, so also needed to have that in there. And it goes from 1980s horror film to the movie. So, and the part where I am outside with the animated pool, the guitar, I tried to find like a blue cartoon guitar because the one he plays in the OK music video is blue. So I tried to kind of call back to that, singing songs by the Cold Pool Water, Ice Cold Pool, and A Recipe for My Love is another Ice Cold Pool reference. But the singing and writing songs by the Cold Pool Water, obviously that would just be a dream. That is the one thing that I will say is kind of like a little serious, because if oh my god, like this is just like hypothetical, another universe kind of thing. If I could collaborate with them and just like work on something with them, literally the dream. But also just generally, I like musical people because I'm a musical person, so. Oh, and also the poster you see on the door is taken from like, you know, like the OK and Nobody Gets Me Like You music video verse. The poster for Schaefer's Party is generally what I took for The Recipe for My Love. Outro. This next line, actually, I stole from my friend. It was about, she was consoling me about somebody, and she was like, you know, if somebody like them exists, somebody else out there must, right? Because, you know, it's so easy to, you know, especially when you like somebody, to be like, oh, this is the one and only. But you know what? It didn't work out for a reason. So there's somebody else like them, but better out there. So that's just a general rule that I kind of started to live by since she told me that. But I thought it'd be like a fun thing to mention in here, because this last like little outro-y bit is where I hoped people would kind of pay attention and realize that, like, oh, she is self-aware and she is joking, because, you know, it's just kind of summarizing that everything else in the song was just super general and just all these basic things that are just a part of their discography or things that he likes that, you know what, hey, so many other people out there like, including myself. But yeah, I honestly am pretty proud of how I pulled off the Nobody Gets Me Like You, where I have the pink outfit and the blue and green outfit where I'm in the mirror, just as a reference, Nobody Gets Me Like You, while wearing those costumes. And at the end, I attempted another Drunk on Halloween reference to the way they filmed the music video and how it ends on the candle. It didn't really work the way I wanted it to, but it was an attempt. And also, just some other fun facts. In one of the Q&As at the time, it probably has changed by now, and I think it has, but he said his favorite LaCroix flavor was the grapefruit flavor. So I took the color scheme of LaCroix and turned that into the cover art, which again, what the cover art looks like. That's the reference for the cover art. And the part where I'm in the car listening to Sidelines, there's also a little LaCroix in there, which is the grapefruit LaCroix. So I think that covers all of the references and hopefully clears some things up. So needless to say, please don't take this song seriously. And if you're Braeden seeing this once again, I have so much love for Dylan Cole and Braeden and the stuff that they make, and I look up to them and could only ever dream of making something like that, let alone like working with them. But I thought this is as close as I'm gonna get for the time being, and I had tons of fun. making the song, the cover art, and figuring out all the references I'm gonna make in the music video, coming up with all the costumes. A huge shout out to my mom for helping me film that. I don't regret releasing it at all, or making the music video, because I gained so much from it, both in terms of like, you know, like the business aspect that I was talking about it. You know, my monthly listeners have never been so high when I first released it. I think I was over 100 monthly listeners, which was just, didn't even seem like a realistic goal for the longest time. The music video currently has 1.5k views, and I've had people connect with me on TikTok or through the YouTube comments, Instagram and Twitter, just sending me messages about how they found me, or when they listened to the song, or how they found the song. You know, I had a couple of my TikToks get over 9,000 views. People on TikTok have also used the sound. So I, you know, created community. I created friends through this song, and I had fun making it, and it reminded me of why I was making other music in the first place, and the feeling that I got when I first made it. So I am honestly really glad that I wrote this silly little satirical song, and I will keep saying that, just because, you know, some people like to hate on it. Fair enough. I definitely understand how it might seem like I'm serious, but going on the record, I am not serious. This song is honestly just me telling you how many things I know about Braeden, which honestly isn't that much when you see that majority of the song is just repurposing Wallow's lyrics or making fun of a past version of myself. You know, like I said, I'm almost 22. I know better than that. I know. And I know that, you know, I don't know Braeden as a person. I think he's lovely and we've got a lot in common, but no, I don't know. So obviously I don't know if we are even compatible, if it were realistic. So I'm very self-aware. Everybody who has listened or watched the videos or became friends with me, you know, I have made some wonderful friends in the Wallows community through this song and the video, or my TikToks about it. It means a lot, and that keeps me going as well. From the bottom of my heart, if you've watched this video or the other videos or listened to the song, I can't communicate how grateful I am. Now we're getting a little too sentimental. So I just wanted to set the record clear and touch on some of the stuff that I just didn't touch on in the behind the scenes video. Maybe also tell you to stream Braeden Lemasters by Selena Summer. It is his birthday after all, if you're watching it on the day this is uploaded, so might be your sign to go check it out. But also, while you're here, I also make, you know, serious music. But it's cool if you don't like that either. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Bye! But then again, if I can't have Braeden Lemasters, then I don't want anyone at all.